Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome into the very first edition of OGU Online Gaming University, where we are going to be taking you through everything I have learned in the past 3 years of working and servicing and playing video games professionally, more likely Call of Duty. I've just been playing Call of Duty professionally, getting paid to do so, getting paid to do camo challenges, nukes, etc. So if you guys have any questions about that, I will be making future videos on that abundance. But let's get right into this video. We're going to be covering some easy settings that can just help you out tremendously in this new Call of Duty. So why is my controller tweaking out? First, you want to start off with your keybinds and your button layout, etc. If you are on controller, whatever button layout best helps you. Since I do not have the back buttons and this is a newer game, I don't like to use the PS5 controller at all. But if I had to use the PS5 controller, I would definitely use the, where is it? Tactical. I think it's called stick and move. Stick and move flipped, so you can jump with R3 and you're just basically switching R3 and X. Or tactical, whatever way is better for you. And I always flip the triggers so that when you pull down on the trigger, you see that delay, how you have to literally delay it down, and it takes a second. It takes like 0.2, 0.3 milliseconds or whatever. In a gunfight, that's life or death. But this is a button, it's instant reaction. So when you switch to that, your aiming and your fire when you shoot your gun is instant compared to a trigger action. And if you have the trigger effect on, it's going to be even worse because it's going to be pushing you and holding you back. So if you are running on controller, I would definitely suggest flipping from L2 and R2 to L1 and R1. It may take a little bit to get used to, but it will drastically increase your sprint to fire speed because of that 0.2, 0.3 milliseconds difference. It might not seem like a lot, but that's literally the difference between 2 to 3 bullets, and those 2 to 3 bullets before their shots get off are those bullets that you need to kill them. So I highly suggest it. Try it out. Go ahead and give it a try. Scrolling down a little bit, you can change your aim response curve type to whatever you'd like. I like dynamic, and then everything else is standard. I don't really see a need to mess with that. Controller vibration on, off. I usually like it off, but I just didn't turn it off since I'm playing mouse and key on this Call of Duty. Trigger effect, you definitely want that off. And right here, the weapon fire threshold, what that does is just turn it off. Just turn it off. All right, just turn it off. I got you. All right. I don't know what it does. I'm gonna be so honest. I just turned it off and I played better. So if you want to do it, test it out yourself. Go ahead. You got L2 and R2 dead zones, but we already covered that. And now we're gonna get into our left and right stick input dead zone. At this point, this is the max input and this is the min input. The minimum input is basically all you're doing when you slightly move it. It's basically the slightest movement will start turning your character. The lower your input dead zone is, the more sensitive it will be to your movement on the joystick. So play around with it. I suggest staying at a very close to 10 dead zone because that's about normal. If you need to go a little bit higher, go a little bit higher. If you need to go a little bit lower, do so, but do not drastically change that. Drastically changing your dead zone is like training in the winter to go play a full game and perform in the summer. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work out. Next, we're going to get into the graphics side of things. Safe area is basically easy. You just line it up, blah, blah, blah. The brightness, you can adjust your brightness to whatever you'd like. I like mine at 63. Sometimes I might even turn it up because of the visibility in this game is really terrible. I'm actually going to turn it up. Let's turn it to 84 right now. Let's go 81. Kobe. Field of view. This thing right here is, put it at 120. When you change your field of view to 120, your gun doesn't have recoil. If you guys have played Battlefield, the last Battlefield before 2042, the one that just dropped, that Battlefield, when you pulled back your FOV, every single gun, it didn't matter what gun, had no recoil. Basically is the same concept, but you're still going to have a little bit of recoil in there. definitely a drastic change from 90 to 120. I would say get in the higher hundreds if you don't like 120, if it's too much. Definitely get in the higher hundreds or in the 90 areas so you can still get that field of view change to help you with your recoil. The ADS field of view, I put it on independent. I do not like the affected field of view. It just doesn't, it messes with me. I just don't like it at all. Camera movement, I have it at the very least. I do not like my camera moving so very much. I'm already a very fast twitch and snappy player, so if my camera's moving even more, it's just gonna hurt me in my eyes and I can't play as long. The world motion blur and the weapon motion blur I have completely turned off. It messes with you, your graphics, and it just throws you all off. It helps you perform better. Not you, but the actual system or the console or the PC you are running on. It will run better if you have these turned off because it doesn't have to apply a blur to the screen every time you turn left and right. It's just going to stay the exact same. It's not going to have to render that. Coming down to the very bottom, this is crucial and you need to turn this off. On-demand texture streaming. What this basically means is it downloads a high quality texture to your console storage in the middle of a fucking game. Literally in the middle of a game. So in the middle of a game, when you see the little thing on the left and it says packet burst and like downloading and shit, yeah, you're literally downloading the graphics as you're playing the game, which is what's lagging you, slowing you down, etc. Just turn this off and all of that will be gone. You won't have any more lagging issues. If you have had lagging issues, there is a little bit of bad lagging issues with this feature, but I don't even know. I mean, I guess this is cool for, I guess, something else. I don't know if this is in zombies or what have you, but in multiplayer, it is just too much, and turn it off. It will help your system, console, PS5 perform, PC, whatever, better. So much better. Just turn it off. The audio, the music in this game is just crazy, insanely loud. I have it down to 15 and it sounds like it should normally be in the game. All the audio mixes and all of that stuff, I haven't really messed with that yet. I have home theater on. I'm probably just going to throw on headphones since I play with my headset. Vanguard effects, I really like the hit marker effects. These can be changed with whatever you'd like to your own personal preference. Alrighty. Let's get into the interface. I just have the subtitles on. Sometimes they could get a little annoying because they talk a lot in the game, but I have it on just in case I miss a audio call out because I'm so locked in and I look down and it says enemy missile inbound or enemy whatever. I still can be able to adjust and play to the according situation. Getting over to the mouse and keyboard side of things, your mouse sensitivity and all of that stuff. I'm going to be going over a sensitivity video later. We'll talk about that later on. But just make sure you have your sensitivity in a very comfortable situation. We'll cover that in a later video. And then also the mouse acceleration, filtering, and smoothing. I just have these all turned off since I'm playing on PS5. I just don't even want to do any of that stuff until I completely switch to a actual PC. So I'm just leaving these the way it is and we'll be good to go. And if you want a real-time ping measurement, you can go to your connection meter on the account and network side of things and turn it on. It says shown or hidden right here. I didn't even know you could do this until now. I'm gonna just show it and see how it goes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the very first edition of Online Gaming University. We're going over settings for Vanguard. I will be in the next video covering sensitivity and what else do we need to cover? Sensitivity. But we will be back. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We will see you next time, and until then, we murk. We out. We murk. 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 We reppin' murk. 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 We reppin' murk. 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 We reppin' woo. 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 Murk!